Okay. So I have given one example for a homework. Which example is this? I'm talking about, yeah, this example. Yes. So anyone, please tell me what is the nth derivative of that particular function. Now, what is yn? Yes, yn for ax plus b raised to m. Anyone?
Minus 1 to the power n, m plus n minus 1 factorial ax plus b whole to the power minus in bracket m plus n into a to the power n.
Into a raised to n. That is what you are talking about?
No, sir. Ax plus b whole to the power m plus n.
M plus n. Okay, m plus n. Okay, this is what you are talking about now?
And m plus n minus 1 factorial.
M, okay, here factor is also. Check it out. So m plus n minus 1 factorial. So then you should have m minus 1 factorial here, no? Something like that.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, this is what you are getting. Okay. So write down everyone. This is nothing but what we have the standard formula. And today we are going to solve the examples of that. So if I substitute m is equal to 1. So here case 1 we can write down. Case 1 for m is equal to 1. So what you are getting, your y is equal to 1 upon ax plus b. Then your yn is nothing but minus 1 raised to n. So your m value is 1. So that 1 get cancelled. So you will get only n factorial a raised to n and whole thing divided by, here what you will get, m value is 1. 1 minus 1, 0 factorial. What is 0 factorial?
1.
1 only. And you will get only ax plus b raised to m, not m, n plus 1. N plus 1. So n plus 1. This is important. This is what we are using all the time while solving the example. Okay. Clean and clear, everyone? Can we go for the examples now? Yeah, please write down, everyone. So in today's lecture, we are going to solve some examples on standard functions, and then we are going to see a Leibniz theorem, how we are going to solve the examples by using Leibniz theorem.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay, now I think this is also done. So write down the examples, some important examples or some easy examples. Find yn if y is equal to, okay, what they have given, y is equal to 1 upon 1 divided by 6x square minus 5x plus 1. Tell me how one can proceed. First we factorize denominator. Okay, so what we have, so solution, we have 6x square minus 5x plus 1. Can someone tell me what are the factors of that particular quadratic equation? How to factorize this? You need
Minus
to
6 plus 1.
No. If you do minus 6 plus 1.
Minus 1, 3x minus 1.
Yeah. So here you will get some 3x minus 2x and plus 1. So these I can factorize. 3 to the 6. I can take 3x as a common out. Here I remaining with 2x minus 1. I can take minus 2 common out. So what I'm getting here? Tell me.
Sir, sir will common out 1, not 2.
Yes, sir.
So the factors will be 1 by 2 and 1 by 3.
No, we don't. No need to find the factor. Values of x. No, just we need to check it out that way. So
2x minus 1, 3x minus
2x minus 1 and 3x minus 1. These are the factors. No need to find the values of x. So this is what I have my factorization. So I can write down my given problem. Y is equal to 1 divided by 6x square minus 5x plus 1 as 1 divided by 2x minus 1 and 3x minus 1. Okay. Right now what I have if my y is equal to 1 upon ax plus b, then I have directly formula for nth derivative. Yn is nothing but we have calculated minus 1 raised to n into a raised to n into n factorial whole divided by what? Ax plus b raised to n plus 1. That is what we have done, no? Here above.
Into m minus 1 factorial.
No. See. Ax plus b only I have here. Ax plus b. So I am talking about this special case. Y is equal to
Okay.
ax plus b, not raised to power. Okay. So this is what I have. Ax plus b raised to n plus 1. So this is what I have. But right now here we have the denominator in the product term. So this is what the partial fraction. So how we are going to deal with the partial fractions? Tell me how we are going to do the partial fractions. Yes. Partial fractions. Do you know anyone? Here we have linear factor. This is nothing but the linear factor. This is another the linear factor. So when we have a linear factor, we write down a divided by first term
A divided by 2x minus 1.
plus b divided by second term. And we are trying to find the values of a and b. So how one can find the values of a and b here? So this is what I have equation. So I multiply that term 2x minus 1 and 3x minus 1 to throughout the equation. If I multiply what I am getting, 1 is equal to that 2x get cancelled. I will remaining with a 3x minus 1 plus that 3x get cancelled. I remaining with b into 2x minus 1. Everyone got this one? This is my equation 1. This is my equation 2. Got it? Any doubts anyone up to this?
No, sir.
Now tell me how to find the values of a and b. For that purpose, we need to substitute values. For which value of x, I will get the value of a and b. So for finding the value of a and b, to make this first 0, if this becomes 0, this bracket becomes 0, then I will get the value of b. So for what value of x, this becomes 0?
1 by 3.
Very
1
good.
by 3.
So if I substitute x is equal to 1 by 3, what I am getting? 1 is equal to this value is 0 plus b into 2 divided by 3 minus 1. So this implies I will get b is equal to what? B is equal to anyone? So 1 by 3, if I multiply here 2 minus 3 minus 1 by 3, so I am getting minus 3.
B equals to minus 3.
Now how to find value of x? For what value of x I will get the value of a now?
Sir, x equals to 1
1
by
by
2.
2.
1 by 2. So if I substitute 1 by 2, I will get 1 is equal to 3 divided by 2 minus 1 into a plus 0. So I will get a is equal to, what is a is equal to here?
2.
A is equal to 2. Exactly. Good. So if I substitute this value in the equation 1, so what I have equation y is equal to 1 divided by 6x square minus 5x plus 1. I can write down this as a divided by a is nothing but 2 divided by 2x minus 1 and minus 3 divided by 3x minus 1. Yes or no? So that function I can write down in that way. Now you can take the nth derivative. So what is nth derivative of first function? That 2 I can write down outside. One nth derivative of 1 divided by 2x minus 1. Tell me. Minus 1 raised to n into n factorial into a. What is the value of a here? You compare this with like this. Y is equal to 1 upon ax plus b.
Sir, 2. A
Yes.
equals to 2.
So 2 raised to n. And what comes in the denominator? 2x minus 1 raised to n plus 1.
N plus 1.
This is what the nth derivative of that function. That minus as it is. Minus 3 you can write down as it is. Nth derivative of that function. Minus 1 raised to n. N factorial. Here
3 to the power n.
3 to the power n. Exactly. And whole thing divided by
3x minus 1 to the power n plus 1.
n plus 1. That's it. This is what your nth derivative. If you wanted to take the common one, you can take it, no problem. So you can take it minus 1 raised to n factorial common. Okay, what remaining? You multiply that 2 inside, you will get 2 raised to n plus 1. Whole thing divided by 2x minus 1 raised to n plus 1. That minus sign as it is, if you multiply here n, so what you are getting? 3 raised to n plus 1 and whole divided by 3x minus 1 raised to n plus 1. That is what you have your yn.
Sir, will it be okay if we just leave
Kept here, no
the
problem.
answer?
Yeah, you know what happens? Sometimes in an MCQ kind of question, we may give you option like this. Okay, this is it's okay while you are doing your example objective subjective kind of examination. That time it is okay. You just stop here, no problem. But while doing MCQ kind of examination or while dealing with the MCQ kind of questions, that time you need to do one step further. Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I give next one example?
Yes, sir.
So simple example, not that much hard examples. So example number 2. Let's take some trigonometric one. If y is equal to sine 6x cos 4x. Find nth derivative. Now tell me how one can find the nth derivative of that function. That is the question now. Yes. Which trigonometric formula? Because right now we have for sine and cos only. What is the nth derivative of sine x? What is the nth derivative of cos x? Like that. Here we have product. If we have addition, we can easily solve this one, no? By using the sine one. What is the formula for sine one? What is nth derivative of sine? If I have y is equal to sine ax plus b.
Sir, we can convert this to half into sine a plus b plus sine a minus b.
Correct. Correct. That's a very good. Tell me what is the nth derivative of sine a x plus b yn? What we are doing? A raised to that coefficient of x first we consider. So a raised to n, okay, into sine of ax
X plus b plus n times pi by 2.
Exactly. But when we have single side, here we have product, and we know that the differentiation rule for the product we have, UV rule, that different thing. But here, at someone is saying we can convert this. So what is that conversion? That conversion 1 divided by 2 into
2 into sine A cos B, like that formula we can use also.
sine
10x sine 2x.
plus sine
2.
That is okay. So we can use this formula now. Now you can find the nth derivative easily. So what is yn? Tell me now. Yes, yes. Tell me what is nth derivative of sine 10x? Nth derivative of sine 10x.
Sir, can you repeat the whole question? I didn't get the first part.
See, very simple. We have this thing. Y is equal to sine 6x into cos 4x. We have product here. But we don't have any formula to find the nth derivative directly from the product. So we need to convert this product into some addition or some subtraction. So I use the formula here. Sine A dot cos B is nothing but sine A plus B plus cos A minus B divided by 2. So 1 by 2, I write down this formula. Now I take the nth derivative on both sides. So here y nth derivative is yn, that 1 by 2 constant here. Now my question is, what is the nth derivative of sine 10x? Here we have, for sine ax plus b we have
Over sine
10 raised to n into sine
10x plus n by 2.
Correct. What about this?
The same thing, sir.
2 raised to n.
2 raised to
Sine-
n sine 2x plus n pi by 2.
That's it. Finish. That is what I have nth derivative. That's it. You need to multiply that 2 inside or whatever the rest of the calculation that you can do it. That's it. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what we have a question, MCQ kind of question for you. Okay. So it's very simple. See, only 2 steps you will get the answer. It's looking, oh, it is very big. But once you have a formula with you, once you have everything with you, then it's very easy. It's not that much of hard task. What is hard task? I will tell you. Let's take the example. Find nth derivative of y is equal to sine raised to 4x. Now tell me, because we have the nth derivative for simple sine, we don't have any formula for sine raised to nx, what it is. Okay, right now we don't have. In mathematics 2 or in IC subject, integral calculus, we have that kind of questions. What is integration of sine raised to n, cos raised to n, what is derivative, like that. So can someone tell me what logic we should use so we will get in an addition or subtraction term? Before going to start with that, can someone tell me, do you have any formula for sine square x and cos square x? In terms
Can
of
convert it into cos and then to the half angle formula.
like that I am talking about. Do you know this formula?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So can we use this formula here?
Yes, sir.
Because raised to 4, you can take raised to square on both sides. And you will get to it. So we will try. What we have, I have y is equal to sine raised to 4x. So I can write down y is equal to sine square x and its square. Yes, what is sine square x? I have this 1 minus cos x. So I write down 1 minus cos x or cos 2x. 1 minus cos 2x divided by 2. It's bracket square. That you can take 1 by 4 as a common and the square of that term. So what is square becomes? It's 1 minus 2 cos 2x plus cos square 2x. If cos square x is equal to this, what is cos square 2x? 1 plus cos of what angle should come here instead of 2x?
4x.
4x, correct. So you can write down now cos 2x formula here. You can put it here. So it is 1 by 4 as it is. 1 minus 2 cos 2x plus this formula, it is nothing but 1 plus cos 4x divided by 2. This is what I just simplify my y. Okay, and now I just multiply 1 by 4 inside. So my y becomes 1 divided by 4 minus that 2 into 1 by 4. I'm getting 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into cos 2x plus, again, if I multiply that, so it becomes 1 by 8 plus cos 4x divided by 8. Is it okay? Anyone, any doubts up to this? Think on that, think the
No, sir.
calculations, check it out.
No,
Okay. Now you can you
No,
find
sir.
the nth derivative of that functions?
yes, sir.
Because we have simple cos here, that we have nth derivative, and here also cos, just the angle is different. So what is y here? Tell me now. What is nth derivative of 1 by 4? What is constant nth derivative? Alright?
0.
Yeah, it is 0. First derivative, it becomes 0. Forget about the last one. So 1 by 2. What is nth derivative of cos now?
So 2 raised to n cos
Hmm.
bracket 2x plus n pi by 2.
2x plus n pi divided by 2. Very good. So this we have done for this term, plus again derivative of here 0, here 1 by 8, and here first I write down 4 raised to, no, 4 to
Raised
the
to n
power
cos x plus n pi by 2.
cos of 4x plus n pi divided by 2. Now you can simplify the things, so that 2 raised to n comes here. So your yn is nothing but 2 raised to n minus 1 cos of 2x plus n pi by 2. This becomes that 8 comes here. So that 4 2s are, so 1 by 2. So 4 raised to n minus 1 divided by 2 into cos of 4x plus n pi by 2. That is what some kind of answer we are getting.
Oh, sir, your
Yes?
minus sign will come, no, in the starting before 2.
Yes. We have minus sign here, so minus sign I have to give it here. Good observation. Yes, that minus sign as it is. Yes. Now it's okay. Okay. So this is what you will get. Okay. See here doing that your previous calculation that you have done in 11 and 12. Up to this we are doing the same thing. You know what is cos square x, what is the expansion of a plus b bracket square, what is sine square x. Up to this we are doing the same thing, and we are just applying our whatever the nth derivative terms in only one step. We will get the answer. So here main problem is what? To convert a given function into a standard form. That is the main problem. And once you do that, then it's very easy then. See, within 1 or 2 steps, you will get your answer in the derivative. Done it?
Done, sir.
Okay. Can I give you next example? One more example. We have lots of
1 minute.
examples on that. Yeah, please write down.
सर थोड़ा ऊपर ले सकते हैं क्या? हाँ बस. हाँ सर हो गया. नीचे.
Okay. Now, very simple example. I think you all can do this example. You already did this kind of examples, I think so. Example number 3rd or 4th, just check it out. Which one is it? So if y is equal to x plus tan x, then show that what you need to show, yeah, cos square x into d2y by dx square minus 2y plus 2x, which is equal to 0. Now tell me, how
System
you are,
differential.
yeah, this is differential equation, and we can find the highest derivative of that one. That is nothing but the second derivative. So tell me, what is y1 here? Or instead of y1, you can write down dy by dx, no problem, because in the question they are asking d2y by dx. So what is dy by dx here? 1 plus
1 plus x square x.
sec square x. Very good. And what is its double derivative? That is nothing but d2y by dx square.
Sec x tan x.
0
sec x tan x.
plus 2
2
first 2,
sec x tan x.
and again derivative of sec x is nothing but sec x tan.
Exactly, tan x.
So what you are getting? 2.
X square x tan x.
Yes. Now find out LHS side. LHS. What we have LHS? Cos square x into d2y by dx square minus 2y plus 2x. So cos square x remains as it is. We have value of d2y by dx square. I can substitute here 2 sec square x dot tan x minus 2. What is the value of y? The value of y they have given here, x plus tan x plus 2x as it is. What happened with the sec and cos?
Sir, it will be only 2 tan x.
That will get cancelled. You will remaining with 2 tan x
Sir, 0. LHS equals to RHS.
and minus 2x minus 2 tan x and plus 2x. So that plus 2x minus 2x is cancelled, tan x get cancelled, which is equal to 0, which is equal to RHS. So that's it. So we have showed that LHS is equal to RHS means what? This statement is true. So we may ask such kind of simple question to you also. Okay. Can I give you next one?
Just a second, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's this kind of example is for MCQ kind of examples. Now I'm going to ask you, if y is equal to x plus tan x, then show that which of the following statement is true. I have given the 4 statement, so you need to check it out. Okay, by doing within fraction of seconds, because for MCQ, for 2 marks MCQ you have only 2 minutes. So you need to solve such kind of examples within 2 minutes because it's very easy. I'm not talking about above examples. It will take a time for that one. Okay, so that time we will give you directly this. If y is equal to this, what is y? Like that. Okay.
Sir, how many questions will be there?
15 question for midterm, 1-5, and 30 minutes.
And sir, matrix chapter is there, correct?
Yes. Matrix,
Unit
whole
one.
matrix is there, and up to today's lecture syllabus is there.
Okay, sir.
And okay, this lecture also.
Yeah, this lecture is also here.
There will be multiple choice questions, right?
No, single correct answer, not multiple correct. So it is MCQ kind of, but the only single option is correct and no negative marking.
Okay, sir.
All MCQ 15
will
MCQ
there be
questions.
a single set or we will be getting different questions?
Different question for different student. Different questions. Because we are going to upload near about 400-500 questions in the WAC platform, and accordingly permutation and combination will happen, and you will get near about 15 question in that. So it may happen everyone get the different question.
MCQ type range?
Yeah, yes. You just need to click. Yes.
So my Google Classroom is not working, sir. What to do?
It's not Google. It's not on Google Classroom. But for that purpose, you need to in which batch you are?
P4.
So Anjali ma'am will give you the guidance about that. Okay, I will share the number of Anjali ma'am. Once the lecture is finished, give me the text message. I will give you the number of Anjali ma'am. Okay,
Okay.
sharing ID. Okay, let's take the next example, the fifth example. The example is, okay, if y is equal to e raised to x sine square x, find yn. Now tell me how you are going to solve this yn. We have one formula, no, like that. One formula. What is that? If y is equal to e raised to x into cos bx plus c. What is formula for that? What is yn came here? Some r raised to n into cos
e to the
bx
power
plus
ax.
c. B to the power also came here. Okay, I will
No,
write
sir,
down
e
that.
to the power ax.
Yes,
before
yes, yes,
cos.
yes. Definitely. E to the power there. E to the power x into
Cos x
into
plus c
cos
plus n theta.
Okay. Yes. That is what you have, no? N theta, where r is equal to, what is r is equal to? A square plus b square.
Square plus b square.
You can write down a is nothing but r cos theta and b is nothing but r sin theta.
Sine.
But how we can apply here? Because we have sine square here.
Sir, we can convert sine square to 1 minus cos square.
So what I will get, y is equal to e raised to x into 1 minus
Cos 2x.
divided by 2.
2.
And multiply now inside. So e raised to ax divided by 2 minus e raised to ax into, not a, here 1, a value, a is 1, no? Why I'm writing a? Okay. So cos 2x divided by 2. This is my y. So tell me, what is my yn now? What is my nth derivative of this? Which remains as it is, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I take minus 1 by 2 as a common and nth derivative of this. So what you will get here, nth derivative, r raised to n, yes or no? R raised to n into
e to the power x
e to the power x
cos 2x plus n theta.
2x plus n theta and whole divided by, no, nothing, because 2 I already taken the common. Yes, 2 I already taken the common. Where, what is the value of a? Where a is equal to
R cos theta.
r cos theta and b is equal to
R sin theta.
r sin theta. Yes. What left? Can you do something more? You can take e raised to x as a common. That's it. You can do it only, no? And if you wanted to substitute the value, you can substitute the value of theta, substitute the value of r, no problem. No problem at all. R is nothing but a square plus b square. So you can find out a and b value. Here what we have value a is nothing but 1 and b is nothing but 2. So you can substitute that value, no problem. So what you are getting this, your yn becomes e raised to x, I can take divided by 2 as a common. So here I remaining with 1 minus 1 by 2 e raised to x already gone. So here r raised to n, but what is r? R is nothing but square root of a square plus b square. I write down as it is into cos of 2x plus n theta. Substitute the value of a and b, that's it. So e raised to x divided by 2 into 1 minus a is nothing but 1 and b is nothing but 2. So 1 square plus 2 square, what you are getting? root 5, no?
root
Root 5 into cos of 2x plus theta. What is the value of theta? Here, theta
tan
is
inverse
nothing
b by
tan inverse b divided by. What is the value of b here? B is nothing but 2. So tan inverse of 2. Am I correct?
yes.
What is tan inverse of 2? If you know, substitute the tan inverse of 2 value here and solve. Otherwise, keep as it is. This is what you are finding. Got it?
Sir, can you explain third last step?
This step you are talking about?
root
This-
5 के power n नहीं होगा.
No, sir, about that.
About that, हाँ इसकी power n रहेगी, correct. Okay, so what we have, see ax plus b, this I'm explaining. Y is equal to e raised to x into cos bx plus c. So its nth derivative is r raised to n, e raised to x cos bx plus c. What is the value of r? The value of r is nothing but square root of a square plus b square. So raised to power n, तो इसका भी power n हो जाएगा. So we need to write down here raised to n. And here what I am getting n. That will come in the picture. So once I
Sir,
find
और
yes,
sir वो n tan inverse 2
क्या होगा?
n tan inverse 2 वो cos के bracket
यहाँ पे क्या होगा?
tan inverse 2 के आगे n आएगा ना.
हाँ n यहाँ पे भी है, correct. N into n theta. Yes, correct. So I substitute values e raised to x divided by 2. I just separate out that above terms. E raised to x I multiply, so e raised to x divided by 2 and e raised to x cos 2x divided by 2. So its nth derivative remains as it is. So for finding its nth derivative, I can take minus 1 by 2 as a constant outside and find its nth derivative by using this formula. So it is r raised to n e raised to x cos 2x plus n theta. We know that what is the value of r and what is the value of theta. So r is nothing but you can write down square root of a square plus b square. And I find out, substitute the value of a. A is nothing but coefficient of exponential power of a. And b is nothing but the sine or cos, whatever the angle, its coefficient. So here a is nothing but 1 and b is nothing but 2. So 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. So root 5 raised to n, cos of 2x as it is, plus as it is, n as it is. Theta is nothing but tan inverse b by a. So b is nothing but 2. You can write down that. Okay, you can stop here. And suppose here sometimes come tan inverse of 1, where standard result. Then you can put that theta, whatever n you are getting. Okay. Got it, everyone? This one, this thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, write down that. There are lots of examples like that. Now, what happened if we have a product? What happened if we have a product? So for that purpose, we have Leibniz rule. Very easy rule. Just you need to understand the way how to solve the example by using Leibniz rule. Once you understand that one, it's very easy. Leibniz rule, you can say that it is a generalization of your product rule. Okay, whatever you have the product rule, no, it's a generalization of that particular product. If you're done with that, tell me. We will go to write down the statement of Leibniz. Done with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so write down the last and important point. The syllabus is up to this, a Leibniz theorem. Leibniz theorem. So what Leibniz theorem says that, suppose if you have u, if u and v are two functions of x, such that their nth derivative exists.
सर लेबनिज के ऊपर वाला हमारे सिलेबस में है, लेबनिज बी है.
Leibniz B है.
Okay.
This is also there. It is just one. It's very easy there.
Uh-huh.
So show that such that their nth derivative exists. So we have two functions u and v, such that whose nth derivative is exists. Then the nth derivative of their product. Then their nth derivative of their product so nth derivative of u into v is calculated. First you take the nth derivative of first function, second function as it is, then plus nc1. So you know this is combination nc1 formula. What is the formula for NCR?
And n factorial upon
r factorial
n
upon
factorial n minus 1 factorial.
N minus r factorial. So instead of r you can substitute 1. This is what your combination formula. Okay. So nc1, then u n minus 1 derivative into v's first derivative. Next is nc2. Tell me what will come here.
U n minus 2
is 2 v2.
V2. Okay. So whatever you have n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, that time you need to do like that. Then plus dot dot dot. Suppose we have NCR. For NCR, what you will get? For NCR, you will get U
n minus r.
n minus r exactly. And VR. Correct. Plus dot 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 dot. What is the last term you will get then? Plus NCN into U.
U0 होगा ना n.
U0 is nothing but original function.
हाँ.
That is nothing but this. Okay. Okay. Everyone understand that theorem? U0 is nothing but what? Your original function n minus 1. Okay. So this is what a Leibniz theorem. Okay. Now here the thing that you have to consider here, suppose you have given some function in u into v. So which term should be u, which term should be v? Can you please tell me? Which term should I consider as a u and which term shall I consider as a v? So let's take example. You just see the example and then tell me which term is u and which term is v and y. So example. Y is equal to x into log x. Find yn. Tell me which term is u and which term is v and y.
So log it should be u.
Why?
Islet.
Okay, islet is good thing. Okay. Anything. Islet is also very close, but while observing above thing, islet is applicable for integration.
Sir, and also derivative of x, like v1, v2, then it will become 0 later.
Ah, exactly. See, suppose you consider this is nothing but your u. So what is the nth derivative of that x? Is 0. What is n minus 1? Is 0. What is n minus 2? Is 0. So you need to find the last terms then. Whenever you have v is nothing but 1, 2, 3 like that. Or u is nothing but whenever 1, 2, 3 like that, the last terms. So we need to start from the last. So consider a u such that whose derivative, nth derivative we can find it. Whose nth derivative we can find it. And consider another function as a v such that whose derivative vanish after some derivative. So here if I consider u is equal to log x and v is equal to x. So tell me what is un? nth derivative of log x. We have log ax plus b. Right now we have only log x. What is the nth derivative of log x? Anyone?
Log naught.
Minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into into n minus 1 factorial divided by x raised to n. Yes or no? Yes or no? Check it out. Log of ax plus b. If what is yn? My yn becomes minus 1 raised to n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial a raised to n divided by ax plus b raised to n. Yes or no? This is what we have done, no? In the last lecture.
Yes, sir.
And we substitute there a is equal to 1, b is equal to 0. That is what I am getting. So first term is nothing but my un into v. What is v here? So v is equal to x. What is my next term? Un minus 1. So what is un minus 1? Yes. Now tell me. What is un minus 1 here?
Minus 1 raised to n plus 1. No?
So minus 1 raised to, instead of n, you need to substitute n minus 1. So n minus 1 minus 1. So it becomes n minus 2 factorial. And whole thing divided by x raised to n minus 1. And what is here? V1. V1 is 1. Yes or no? What is next? Can I calculate next term? Or I will stop here.
So next term will be automatically 0.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next term onwards, all terms become 0. Why? Why? Because
V2 will be.
V2
V1
0.
is constant. V1
Yes.
is constant.
V1 is constant, so V2 0, VT, V4, V5, all terms become 0. Okay, so write down then y, the yn is equal to un is nothing but minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into n minus 1 factorial, whole thing divided by x raised to n into v is nothing but x. Then plus, what is nc1? N factorial divided by n minus 1 factorial into un minus 1. So I write down in a bracket minus 1 raised to n minus 2 into n minus 2 factorial, whole thing divided by x raised to n minus 1 into 1. Yes or no? And next all the terms are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I can write down this as a, now in a simple way, that x came here. So minus 1 raised to n minus 1 into n minus 1 factorial divided by x raised to n minus 1. Here, can I write down this is directly n minus 1 factorial, n into n minus 1 factorial divided by n minus 1 factorial. This get cancelled. Minus 1 raised to n minus 2, n minus 2 factorial divided by x raised to n minus 1. You are getting what I am doing here? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, it is, sir.
So now take the common one. So either I can take n minus 1 common or n minus 2 common. So I will take n minus 2 common. So minus 1 raised to n minus 2, if I take the common one, divided by x raised to n minus 1. So in bracket, here it remains minus n minus 1 factorial plus that n into n minus 2 factorial. Like that. Now I can take n minus 2 factorial common. So minus 1 raised to n minus 2, whole thing divided by x raised to n minus 1. Here, if I take n minus 2 factorial common, so what remains here? Minus n minus 1 plus n. and this get cancelled, you will just remain with. See how much you should be good in the calculation. This is what you have your nth derivative. Check it out. Tell me if I made somewhere mistake. How you can write down that n minus 1? I use the red pen. How you can write down that n minus 1? That you can write down n minus 2. N minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the main formula of log of ax plus b,
Yes.
the yn should be minus 1 raised to n plus 1 or n minus 1.
N minus 1. N minus 1. Minus 1 is there.
Okay, sir.
So this is what you are getting the formula. And that is what we have for the Leibniz theorem. In next lecture, we are going to solve lots of examples like that. Okay. So you will, understand how to apply a Leibniz rule or a Leibniz theorem. Anyone, any doubts up to this problem? Anyone? Any doubts? Okay, so we will stop here.